Hello, welcome here or welcome back. My name is Michaela. I'm a wife, a mom, and a knitter from British Columbia, Canada, and this is Galanthus Knits. Today I thought it would be really nice to just do a cozy little fall vlog type video. I've been collecting quite a few really nice clips over the past couple weeks, and I just wanted to share them with you. So I hope you can sit down and enjoy a cup of tea and some knitting, just cozy up with me for a little bit. Every October, my husband and I, and our daughter now too, go to Whistler for a weekend. This weekend, it was Thanksgiving weekend, so my family actually came with us. My mom, my dad, and my youngest sister came. And we just rented a small house or a small apartment with a fireplace and cozied up for the weekend, going on little walks and going to the pumpkin patch as well, just exploring Whistler and Pemberton, which is the next town over. I love Pemberton. I always say that if I move out of Chilliwack, I might move to Pemberton. Of course, I brought my knitting on the walks that we went on and spent some time knitting by the lake. It was cold, but I like the cold. The mountains had fresh snow on them that had fallen the second night that we were there, and it was just magical. I absolutely love watching the snow line come down on the mountains. We went to the pumpkin patch in Pemberton, and my daughter really enjoyed that. This is the first year that she can actually enjoy things and interact with them a bit. We did some hiking as well. This is the Trainwreck hike in Whistler. It's a pretty easy hike. It's hardly a hike. It's a walk, to be honest. But my sister had never gone to it, and I know that that's definitely something that she is interested in. So we decided to take her to see it. This is us looking at a little puffball mushroom. And there's the train wreck. And there's my sister, who had climbed to the top of it, of course. She's 16, and that's what 16-year-olds do, at least. That's kind of also what I did as well when I was that age. We were worried that she wasn't going to be able to get down because she has gotten stuck at the top of a tree before, and we had to call the fire department. That wasn't that long ago, by the way. My dad is there trying to verbally help her. My daughter absolutely loves my mom, and it's just really wonderful to see their relationship blossoming as she gets older. Nana is her best friend. Last weekend we went to an event put on by Fibre and Forge, and they are a small yarn company in Abbotsford, British Columbia. They opened up their farm for people to come and shop their yarn and meet the sheep and cozy up by the fire. It was actually a really, really generous event. They had drinks out and cookies and popcorn, and everything was like free. All of the refreshments were free, and yeah, they just had wonderful displays of their wool, and they had some sock and mitten kits and some ornaments and some spinning things put out, and it was just gorgeous. The whole display was really, really, really beautiful. Look at this old-fashioned loom. It was just wonderful. Yeah, I brought my friend Beth, and we met up with Allison from Boring Crochet here on YouTube. And yeah, Allison and I both brought our kids, and it was just a wonderful, beautiful time of walking around the farm. And it was raining, but that's okay. That's all part of it here in BC. Look at all of the fiber in this shed. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. The garden was still blooming, and we spent some time looking at the dahlias. They had 3 different fire pits put out so people could warm up in different parts of the farm, which was super nice. Of course, everyone there was wearing their knits, their hand knits. It was really wonderful to see that, to see people wearing what they had made. I think this is my favorite color of dahlia. I didn't buy any yarn, but I did buy this sheep ornament. I think I'm going to hang it on my Christmas tree this year. The drive there was actually really beautiful. I hadn't been to that area of Abbotsford before. It took about an hour from my home to get there, but it was well worth it. Hello! I feel like I haven't really caught up with you guys in ages. I am in a bit of a funny time right now where I am sick, so I'm fighting some sicknesses, and also just in between trips. So I went to Whistler for Thanksgiving weekend a week and a half ago, and then this weekend I'm going to Squamish with my friend, and we're both moms, and this is our first trip going without our kids to just like a small weekend getaway type thing. So I'm excited for that, but I'm trying to just deal with this sickness before I go so I can leave it behind. Yeah, and I haven't had the time to like, I swear my cat goes crazy every time I turn the camera on. Every time. She just starts like zooming around. I haven't had the time to like sit down and properly catch up with the videos and, talk in detail about my knits for a while in daylight. I have the time in the evening after my daughter goes to bed, but I don't have the daylight anymore. So that makes it just slightly difficult. But I will just give you a little bit of an update on something I started today. This is the Waffle loop scarf, I think, by Other Loops. This is my first Other Loops pattern, actually. But I thought the texture was quite nice on it. And I am using the Angora yarn that I bought while I was in the south of France this past June. So, yeah, if you've seen that video from, I guess it would have been the end of June or early July, where I talked about where I got that yarn, it was just interesting because we found it at like a rest stop. We found a yarn shop at a rest stop on the way between Aix-en-Provence and Chamonix, which was like a 6-hour drive, I think. And we did it in one day with our toddler. That was a bit rough. But yeah, we stopped to go to the washroom and I found a knitting shop that specialized in Angora yarn. So I picked some up. I have 3 skeins of this. And it's in like a taupey color, I guess. It's kind of grayish brown. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it, but it is incredibly soft. And yeah, I thought it would make a really nice big scarf. I'm not going to make like a tiny one because I've got 3 skeins of this. I want to make like one that I can wrap around quite a few times. So I'll be working on that for quite a while, I think. But I started that today, so I thought I would just quickly update you. But that's pretty much all I have time for right now. So Hello. I just got back a few days ago from the trip with my friend Erin to Squamish, our first trip without our kids. She has one toddler, I have one toddler. So yeah, we just took 2 nights and just finished all the conversations that we can never finish when our kids are around. And it was so much fun. We did a lot of hiking and it rained a lot, and we just hopped around to different coffee shops. And of course I went to Sweet Yarn and Fibers, which is my favorite yarn shop, I think, in all of British Columbia. I'm pretty sure they specialize in just natural fibers, and so I'm pretty sure apart from their sock yarns, which have some nylon in them, everything else is natural fiber, which is just incredible. So of course I popped in to that, and I'll show you what I got in just a second. I didn't film anything on the trip because I just wanted to spend it with Erin. Of course I took loads of pictures, but I didn't do any filming or anything like that. So I can insert some pictures here, but no clips from that, unfortunately, or fortunately actually, because I needed to take the time just off. But I also worked on the Waffle loop scarf while I was gone, and I didn't get loads done, to be honest. I think when I showed it to you earlier in this video, which was last week, I had I don't know, that much done, and I did this much on the trip. So I did all of the driving on the trip, so I didn't get any drive knitting time. I just got time in the evenings when we watched movies and during the cafe time when we were sitting and chatting and whatever, or having our introvert time, which we did as well. She brought her books. She's not a fiber crafter, but she is a avid reader, so she brought her books with her. Yeah, this will be a long time coming, I think, this scarf. So when I popped into Sweet Yarn and Fibers, I wasn't really sure what I was looking for. I'm always on the hunt for the perfect red because I'm so picky about reds. Reds are just so difficult to get right for me. And so I looked at all the different reds and all the different yarn options that they had, and I couldn't find a single one that I was perfectly satisfied with. Some of them were okay, but nothing that was this is the perfect red. So I didn't get anything in red, but I walked by these colors that were displayed next to each other, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are perfect. These colors are perfect. And if you know me, you'll see this is so in my palette, but yeah, here they are. Yeah, so these are Cascade 220 fingering, which I worked with the regular Cascade 220, the not fingering version, for a project last year, which actually I'll mention that again in a little bit. I'm going to talk about it in a second. But yeah, I mentioned that I didn't actually like Cascade 220 because it felt really chalky. Well, yeah, here it is, the other one. I still have a full skein of it. Yeah, it feels very chalky, and it was a little bit pilly. But loads of you said in the comments that might have just been a bad batch or something, because normally it's not that pilly. So I'm willing to give it a second go, but I wanted to try the fingering version because I actually prefer working with fingering weight yarn than DK. I know that's kind of controversial, but I actually really like a small gauge. And this doesn't actually feel chalky compared to this. This one does feel really dry and it sucks the moisture away, and these ones feel nice and squishy. So I don't know why that is, but I'm going to give it a go. So anyway, I bought 6 skeins of this one, and then just one of each of these ones, and I'll tell you the color names. This one is Fur Green, which is accurate. This one is Rich Gold, and this one is Olive Oil. So they are literally perfect. And when I saw them, I thought to myself, this looks like something that needs to be a Teti Litzak pattern. So I've kind of been looking at her patterns and wondering if I should do one of those. There's a couple that I was having in mind, but I don't remember off the top of my head what they were called. So I will tell you once I've kind of decided what I want to do with this, but yeah, just know that I'm looking at some Teddy Looksack patterns because these just feel like they need to be in that. And I know these are super similar to each other, but I kind of just like that they might work as like a gradient in a way, in something with some color work. And then this will be obviously my main color because I have 6 of these. So yeah, that's my purchase from the yarn shop, and I did not find the red that I was looking for, but I definitely found some other things that I just simply had to have. You may have seen in one of the clips from when I was in Whistler that I was working on a red children's jumper or sweater, and this is it. And if you've been around since last year, then you'll probably recognize this because this is the same sweater that I knitted for my daughter for her Christmas sweater last year. And actually, it's exactly the same one because it's the same yoke. I knitted it last year in the size 1 to 2 years, and I kind of just wanted to reuse it again. So what I did was I ripped back to the yoke. This was a few weeks ago now that I did this. And then I added some increases below the yoke so that it matched the stitch count for the 2 to 3 years, I think. I think that's what I did. Anyways, so yeah, when she was wearing it last year, I actually noticed that the yoke was quite large, so I thought, she can probably reuse that next year. Oh, she's coming back. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what it is about the camera, but my cat just either has to like zoom around or she comes over here to like check on me because I'm speaking to nobody. Maybe that's what it is. She's like set off a little bit because she's like, you're speaking, but there's no one else here. Anyhow, so I thought the yoke would fit her at least for another year, and it looks pretty good. I finished the body while I was in Whistler. And now I just have to do the sleeves, but I've put it down for now because I have some other autumn projects that I want to finish first, and I don't think it will take me very long to do 2 child-sized sleeves before December. This is, of course, Cascade 220. And the white is that white color that I picked up from the farm shop in Pemberton last year. So it's kind of funny that it went full circle, is that I picked up this color for this sweater last year when I went to Pemberton, and then I ended up working on it again while I was in Whistler and Pemberton this year. So that was one of the projects that I brought with me on that trip. The other project that I was working on is the nest socks that I casted on a while back with the sock sock yarn that I bought while I was in Sook on Vancouver Island in August. So here's my sock. I have made a few modifications on the sock pattern. This sock pattern is great, by the way. It gives you so many options. You can do it toe up or cuff down, and you can do it in fingering or DK weight. So I'm doing the toe up fingering weight version of the sock so that I can split my yarn evenly. So I've actually already done that. So I weighed out the skeins, and this is how much I have left for this sock, for half the skein. And then the other half the skein is waiting for my second sock. The modification I did is that I continued the stockinette stitch up past the heel because I originally did it just for the heel, which is what it calls for, and then it calls you to continue doing ribbing after that. But I tried it on my foot, and I found that it just felt like it was slipping off my heel, like I needed a little bit more less stretchy structure going up my heel. So I continued the stockinette stitch until there, and I've put my stitch markers in so that I can tell myself for my second sock, how much kind of to knit, if that makes sense. This one I've also put down for a little while. I was expecting to finish this pair of socks in the month of October, but today is the 29th, so I'm obviously not going to finish. And yeah, one of the reasons is that I actually did have to rip back quite a few times. I knitted the foot to the length that I thought that I needed, and then it was too big when I tried it on my foot. I had done the heel and everything, and I went up, and then it was too big on the foot, this foot length, so I had to go back and then just shorten it by like 1.5 centimeters, and then I redid the heel, and then I did it with the ribbing, and then realized I didn't like that, and so I did it with the stockinette. Anyway, yeah, it's been a bit trial and error, which is fine because I want this sock to fit perfectly, and the fact that it does have so many options is wonderful in the pattern, but sometimes you still end up knitting something that doesn't fit exactly how you wanted, and it's just better to take the time to do it properly the first time rather than be frustrated with the result, in my experience. Yeah, but yeah, I've taken a step back from this project other than the fact that it's going slowly and it's quite small, and I'm always a little bit hesitant to bring wooden DPNs with me in my bag because they could snap, which has happened to me before, but I find the process of knitting with wooden DPNs the most pleasant for a project like this, so I continue to do it, but I'm always slightly fearful that they will snap in my bag. But yeah, I think I need to take a step back as well because yeah, I was getting frustrated with how many times I had to rip back, and then also in September I miscarried our second child, and I think the frustration and all the emotions that were in me at that time were also kind of being like taken out on this sock, and so now it kind of has some, I don't know, not negative connotations. I think just it's emotional. So yeah, I need to step away and work on something else and then come back to this later when I feel like I've healed a bit from that. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, for projects for me, always when I look at them, they remind me of where I was or who I was during the time in my life when I knit them. And so this is my miscarriage sock. So that will be a beautiful reminder later of the baby that I got to carry for a little while. But for now, it's not a good reminder. So I'm going to put it away and take it out when I'm ready. But projects that I'm working on at the moment, I started this a few days ago. It's the back panel of a vest for a child. So my friend's baby is turning 1 next week, and it's really actually creeping up on me because her birthday party is on Saturday and today is Wednesday, so I really need to finish this. But it is the Helle or Helle Slipover by Sandnes Garn. And it comes from this booklet from Sandnes Garn that I've had for quite a while. Truth be told, I haven't actually knitted anything else from this booklet, but I always look through it for inspiration and ideas for baby knits. So I decided to go ahead and cast this on. This is Leftover Drops Air. I think it's in the color mauve. I knitted, so this friend whose daughter is turning 1, she has another daughter who's 3, and last year when she turned 2, was it last year? Yes, last year when she turned 2, I knitted her a sweater with this yarn, but then I had 2 whole balls left over because I just miscalculated how much yarn I would need, so I've been holding on to them, and so I thought it would be nice to knit a kind of vest or pullover vest for her second daughter, and her first daughter actually still fits the sweater that I made her in this yarn, so it would be really cute if they could wear them together. So far the construction is quite fun. It's like in a, I think, half fisherman's rib. I don't really know what the stitch is called. It doesn't actually say in the pattern, but it feels kind of like half fisherman's rib. It's done slightly differently, I think. But she just calls it, or whoever wrote the pattern just calls it the rib pattern, the ribbing pattern, which, yeah. But anyways, you can see it starts at the bottom, and then you make your decreases, and you put 3 stitches on either side on hold to then create the I-cord ties on the side later on, which I think is really fun because I was expecting to have to pick up stitches to do that, and you don't. It's already integrated into the piece, so that's really nice, actually. Yeah, so I'm nearly finished the back panel, and then I gotta do the front panel, and then the sides, and the I-cords, and the neck. Yeah, it's Wednesday. She needs it by Saturday afternoon. We'll see. We'll see. I should have started this way earlier, but I didn't think about it until, I don't know, Sunday? Anyway. Silly me. This happens all the time where I just do things very last minute and then I'm stressed about it, but we'll see how far we can go. Late one summer afternoon, Lisa and her mother took laundry to a laundromat. Lisa carried along her toy bear, Corduroy. The laundromat was a very busy place at this hour. "Now, Corduroy, you sit right there and wait for me," said Lisa. "I'm going to help with our wash."